Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of my Death Crew recap, where I go back in time and try and remember all the small details of a campaign that lasted for a couple years and was in 2021. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite arcs, where things get a little hazy. I remember it pretty vividly because I remember the situation I was in. It wasn't the height of COVID. It was sort of, it was still, people were taking it very seriously, but I was at Disney in a hotel room recording off of a crappy mic and a laptop. Now, I had been recording all of these sessions and putting up on my YouTube channel, a channel that I no longer have access to. But I can't just go back and watch them because a lot of them, if not most of them, the audio was either crappy or did not work. And it was basically just a still image, similar to this, like you see in the background. But it was a still image, and it was just my voice and their voices. And sometimes in the episodes, when I just upload them straight off, I finish recording it, upload it, throw a crappy title on it. And sometimes the audio didn't work. So they're just episodes of dead air. So I can't go back and just watch. Like I can. There are certain episodes that I can't go back and watch. But at the same time, I didn't title any of them. So I can't go back and be like, okay, this is this session. I need to rewatch it for these notes. It's all a mess. But I remember this arc very well. To start, we had a new player, Dante, the Turtle Monk, who was on the lookout for artifacts, and that comes up quite a bit because as you can see, it does not list him on here. Ignore Gus. He comes up later. But as you see, we only had Hugo, Mars, and Octavian. And the reason for that is because the player of Dante, kind of just vanished. He just stopped talking to us, left the chat, and we never heard from him again. We don't know why. Nothing happened. He just kind of vanished. We still don't know why to this day. But he's there, and he was pretty fun to play with. But like I said, we didn't know him too well. I don't remember whose friend he was. He wasn't one of my friends. He was more, he was known by the others. But yeah. So to start, the party decides they want to continue working for the Flock, the gang that they helped in the bowels. So they go to the brothel district, the red light district, where the Flock runs a protection racket. They were told that there have been ladies of the night, women who work at these brothels, who have been dying or going missing, and they suspect a serial killer. So it's up to the party to figure it out. So they go from brothel to brothel, and they have mitigating success because a lot of the madams don't want to share information on patrons because if that gets out, it could look bad. Suddenly they don't have any business. They ask around, failed checks every now and then. They get a little bit of information, but eventually they stumble upon a madam who is willing to give them her ledger and reveals some information. This is where Dante comes in, and he's like, he drops the, hey, are there any artifacts? And I'm like, give me an investigation check. He rolls high enough. I'm like, okay, there's a statuette in the back of the room on a shelf behind her desk that looks like it probably belongs in a museum, or looks like it might be of some value. I believe he either sleight of handed it or he asked for it. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a very long time. But he gets it. At the same time, Octavian decides, hey, I'm going to look around. And I'm like, okay, roll. He didn't roll too well, so I'm like, you see her candy dish? And he's like, okay, I steal that. Turns out it's a solid block of expired candy that he pockets. And I remember he did something with it way, way later in the campaign. I will try and remember what it was, but I remember it being funny. But either way, they get the ledger. They take it, they line up the names, they line up like, okay, these are the women who were killed, and these are their last patrons. Turns out their last patron was a half-ogre who worked at the shipyards. So they decide, okay, we need to get information from him. We suspect that he's the killer. So Octavian decides, okay, I'm going to disguise myself as a lady of the night. So he becomes Polly Darton, a play on Dolly Parton. He's very... Polly Darton also becomes a recurring character. But he disguises himself as that, very ostentatious, big hair, all that. He uses disguise self, I recall. He gets in a room alone with the half ogre, and of course they're worried. If he's the killer, he could try something. Turns out he's not the killer. He does not come to these women for what you'd usually expect. He comes for just conversation. He talks to them and, talks about his day. Octavian rolls very well in his persuasion because his persuasion his persuasion now is plus 15. Back then it was still pretty high. But he persuades him and reveals the information that the half-ogre thinks the one killing all these women is actually his mother. So now they have a lead. They go to his home, they follow him back to his house and stake out, wait for him to leave to go to work, and they decide, okay, we're going to go in and get her or get our information. Darton decides, no, I'm going to lure her out. Still disguised as Darton, he goes into the home. He tells his friends, like, hey, if something, be ready. If something goes down, come help me. Because they don't know if she's strong enough to kill these women, who knows? So they go. He starts basically pretending he's looking for the half-ogre. And out of the doorway steps forward an Oni. Powerful, I believe they were in, they're classified as fiends. But if I recall, they were classified as giants. I want to check that real quick. Oni Legacy. Yeah, they were considered giants, which is weird that they would swap to that. Because this is back when I was not using 2024 worlds. This was well before 2024. This was like still height of 5th edition. But she comes out, very intimidating. Octavian, Darton is panicking, says the safe word. All her companions come out, and they start fighting. The fight's going well, and I believe this is where the running joke where Hugo's, his steel defender sphere could not land a hit, and that became a running joke, like, hey, let's see if Sphere will finish him off. But the fight goes well. They end up defeating the Oni. They defeat her, go get their pay, and that's where the session ends. Now, I don't remember how long Dante stuck around for. I cannot recall. I believe it was only for maybe 1 or 2 more sessions before he just vanished. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I look back on this campaign with a lot of nostalgia. It was a very fun time. I don't play with my cousin anymore, just because that's how things go sometimes. I still talk to him. But right now, my current group is great. But I'm enjoying these recaps. It basically is just me rambling and trying to remember. Like, this is like my 4th attempt trying to record this. Because the whole time I'm recording it, I'm struggling to remember, and I'm just stepping over my words. But that's the end of this session.